Hello students, welcome to CS Academy platform. In this session, we will discuss the most important topic in centrifugal pump, that is cavitation. That is cavitation in centrifugal pumps. Okay, cavitation in centrifugal pump. This is the most important topic in centrifugal pumps. Many students don't know what is the exact meaning of cavitation in centrifugal pumps. Okay, here in this session I will explain clearly without any doubt. Please watch this video till the end. You will definitely get the very best information from this session. Okay, now before going into the cavitation concept, let me tell you one simple technique to understand the cavitation. Okay, that is, as we know, the equation PV equal to mRT. Yes or no? All of you know, I think. Here if you see, mass is constant and the gas constant or fluid constant is constant here. Okay, now PV equal to T. Here according to Charles law, at constant volume, if we consider constant volume here, okay, pressure is directly proportional to T. Okay, pressure is directly proportional to T at the condition that is V equal to constant. That is the volume equal to constant here. Okay, here in our centrifugal pumps concept, here what is P means, what is T means. That is, here in our centrifugal concept, P is nothing but of pressure of the fluid. Okay, pressure of the fluid, and the T is nothing but of boiling temperature of fluid. Okay, remember this one. P is nothing but of pressure of the fluid and T is nothing but of boiling temperature of the fluid. Okay, to understand the cavitation concept, this is very important. Listen carefully here. Okay, P is directly proportional to T, as P is nothing but of pressure of the fluid, T is nothing but of boiling temperature here. If I let you know here, as we know, the pressure of atmosphere is nothing but of 101.325 kilopascals. Okay, everyone know this one. At this atmospheric pressure, what is the boiling temperature of water? That is 100 degrees centigrade. Okay, at the atmospheric pressure, boiling temperature of water is 100 degrees centigrade. That means at constant pressure, the temperature, boiling temperature will also be constant. As I reduce this pressure of the fluid, the boiling temperature will also reduce here. That is the proportionality here. This is the directly proportional. So as I reduce the pressure of the fluid, that the boiling temperature will also reduce. Yes or no? So if I increase the pressure of the fluid, the boiling temperature will also increase. Okay, here let me tell you one simple technique to remember this directly proportionality here. Okay, and if you see, many students know this Tirumala temple. Okay, let us consider this is Tirupati. There is one hill which is in Tirumala. Okay, there is temple, Lord Venki temple here. If you see here in Tirupati, let us consider pressure is atmospheric pressure, that is 101.325. Okay, that is P is nothing but of rho G H. Yes or no? Let us consider up to here that there is a atmosphere. Because of this head from this top side atmosphere to this earth, onto the earth, let us consider this is the height H. Okay, listen carefully, very important here. And the pressure is P is equal to rho G H, that is atmospheric pressure 101.325. In Tirupati, the boiling temperature of water is nothing but of 100 degrees centigrade. If we go from this bottom to the top side, that is Tirumala, okay, because of the head is reduced here, from this the atmosphere point, if we go from the bottom to the top side, there up to the certain limit only there is atmosphere. Yes or no? So I am considering that atmosphere point here. From that point to the Tirumali hill, there is one head, that is considered small head. That is, here the pressure is nothing but of rho G into small h. Yes or no? Because of this, there is a reduced head here. If you consider the head difference between this here, the pressure in the Tirumala hill is less than the Tirupati. Yes or no? Because of this is low pressure, if you see here, as the pressure is reduced, the boiling temperature of the water will also reduce. So that means to boil the water in Tirumala, it will be less than the 100 degrees centigrade. That is maybe 90 degrees or 80 degrees or 70 degrees. Because of this is the reduced pressure. According to this Charles law, at constant volume, okay, pressure, if a pressure is reduced, the temperature also reduced, the boiling temperature. Here also similarly, as the pressure is reduced, the boiling temperature of the water will also reduce. That may be 90 or 80 or 70 degrees. Okay, are you okay up to here? This is the basic thing to understand the concept of cavitation. Okay, I think you got this point here. Remember this one, pressure is directly proportional to temperature. As the pressure is reduced, the boiling temperature will also reduce. That means the temperature required to boil the water will reduce at the low pressure. Okay, this is the basic thing to remember before going into the concept of cavitation here. Okay, now we will go into the concept of cavitation here. Okay, cavitation is very important in the centrifugal pumps. Okay, and don't skip this video, please watch this video till the end here. Okay, now we will see the concept of cavitation here. Okay, if you see, as our centrifugal pump, there is one impeller like this. Let us consider this is the impeller, okay, which is having a backward vanes like this, okay. There is one eye of the impeller like this inside this impeller, and from this the area of cross section of casing is gradually increasing like this. Okay, gradually increasing. Okay, here if you see, this is the delivery pipe here, and there is a one inlet pipe, that is the suction pipe is there. Okay, it is connected to the sump. This is the suction pipe, this is the delivery pipe. Suction pipe is connected in between the sump and inlet of the impeller. Listen carefully, suction pipe is connected to the sump and inlet of the impeller, and a delivery pipe is connected to the casing and the outlet, that is the delivery point. Okay, these two are very important here. Okay, now I think you already have gone through my previous video, that is the working of centrifugal pump here. Okay, if you not watch about this video, please go through that video. It is very important. If you don't know that working of the centrifugal pump, you can't understand this one. Okay, here I will explain with a little bit time. Here if you see, in sump there is a pressure, that is P is nothing but of atmospheric pressure. It is open to atmosphere, so the pressure is nothing but of atmospheric pressure here. Okay, in the sump. If you see here, because of this rotation, there is a impeller rotation is like this. Impeller is rotated in anti-clockwise rotation like this. Okay, impeller is rotated anti-clockwise rotation. As impeller is rotating with a high velocity, that is, it is having high kinetic energy. As we know, kinetic energy is nothing but of mv square. Because of it is having high kinetic energy, it is having high velocity. Here, velocity is inversely proportional to pressure according to Bernoulli theorem. I made a very beautiful video about the relation between the pressure, velocity and area. Please go through my previous video in the fluid mechanics playlist. Okay, and here velocity is inversely proportional with pressure. Okay, if you see here, as the velocity is very high, pressure is very low. Here where at the inlet of the impeller, Okay, if you see here, as the velocity of the impeller is very high, the pressure is very less. Because of this pressure is less, that is the pressure is less means that is nothing but of less than the atmospheric pressure. Okay, the pressure at the inlet of the impeller is less than the atmospheric pressure. If you see here the pipe is connected between this sump and inlet of the impeller. As I told previously, the suction pipe is connected in between sump and inlet of the impeller. Yes or no? If you see here, there is a pressure difference between any two. If let us consider, fluid will always flow from high pressure to low pressure. Okay, fluid will always flow from high pressure to low pressure. As here there is a atmospheric pressure, here at the inlet of the impeller, the pressure is less than the atmosphere. Because of this pressure difference between these 2 points, the fluid in the sump automatically suck into this inlet of the impeller because of this pressure difference. Okay, and I explained very clearly in my previous video. Here also I am explaining again. Okay, please watch this video. And here, if you see, because of this pressure difference, the water is sucking into the here. Yes sir. That is, now the concept here we know this is pressure is directly proportional to temperature. Yes or no? Here, to suck the fluid from the sump to inlet of the impeller, we are reducing the pressure here. Yes or no? We are reducing the pressure. We are creating the pressure difference between these 2 points to lift the water from the sump to the inlet of the impeller. Okay. Here we are reducing the pressure. We are creating low pressure by to suck the fluid from the sump to the inlet of the impeller. Okay. Here if you see, as we are creating low pressure inside the impeller, that is the inlet of the impeller, as the pressure is reduced, the boiling temperature of the fluid will also reduce. This is the concept why I told this relation in the previously. Okay, as the pressure at the inlet of the impeller is reduced, the fluid pressure is reduced, the boiling temperature will also reduce. Yes or no? That means actually the water requires 100 degrees to boil, but here because of the reduced pressure here, it may be 20 or 30 or 40, whatever it may be, at this temperature the water will boil. Yes or no? What will happen if the fluid, if the water will boil, means what will happen? Whenever fluid is boiling here, there will be a formation of vapor. There is a formation of vapor. Whenever a formation of vapor taking place, means there is a formation of vapor bubbles. Vapor bubbles. Okay, this is the concept here. Okay, here I will tell you the main thing, that is the cavitation here. Okay, up to here. Okay, as the pressure is reduced here, the boiling temperature of the water will also reduce. That means as actually the 100 degrees at 100 degrees centigrade water will boil, but because of this low pressure the boiling temperature will also reduce. So at this pressure the boiling temperature of water may be 30 degrees or 40 degrees or 20 degrees or 25, whatever it may be. Okay, that means the boiling of this water taking place at the low pressure. Okay, here as the boiling of the water taking place, means the formation of vapor will form. Because of this vapor bubbles will form. Okay, that means here the cavitation occur. That is the cavitation. The definition for the cavitation is, listen carefully, the formation of vapor bubbles, at low pressure, okay, at low pressure. And here I will tell here. Okay, here the formation of vapor bubbles taking place. Here if you see, the cross section of the casing is gradually increasing. As we know, area is directly proportional to pressure. As the area of cross section is increasing, pressure also will increase. Okay, and the velocity is inversely proportional with the area, so velocity will reduce. Okay, because of the surrounding pressure is very high when compared with the inside. The surrounding pressure is very high when compared with the inside. The formed vapor bubbles will collapse. That means let us consider a vapor bubble is like this, and surrounding pressure is very high, means this pressure will act on this bubble will collapse. Okay, that means the formation of vapor bubbles at the low pressure and collapsing taking place because of surrounding pressure is called cavitation. Okay, listen carefully. The formation of vapor bubbles at the low pressure, and because of the high pressure at the surroundings, the bubbles will collapse. This total phenomena is nothing but of cavitation. Okay, I think you got the point here. Okay, understand the subject here. That is the beauty of subject here. Okay, the formation of vapor bubbles and collapsing taking place at the inside of the impeller. This is the very important question in all the APPSC exams. That question is the cavitation question, important here. Cavitation occurs in centrifugal pumps dash at. Cavitation occurs in centrifugal pumps at dash. Option A, inlet of the impeller. Option B, outlet of the impeller. Option C, at suction pipe. Option D, at delivery pipe. These are the four options. Here if you see, because of this low pressure, the formation of vapor bubbles taking place at this inlet of the impeller only, not the outlet or any other places. Yes or no? That means cavitation occurs in centrifugal pumps at dash, inlet of the impeller. Very important question. Many times they asked this question. Okay, in last in APPS AW exams also asked this question. Okay, this very important question in all the APPS exams. Okay, and here if you see, so here the cavitation is occurring in the centrifugal pumps at the inlet of the impeller. Okay, but is it good or bad to us? Yes or no? Is it good or bad? It is bad only. It is not required for us. We are requiring only head of this fluid, that is the pressure. We want only the pressure, but it is extra thing which is unwanted. Okay, which is unwanted. Here, what are the effects? What are the effects of cavitation? What are the problems with cavitation? That is the first one is, the first problem because of this cavitation means, here these are the metallic parts. These are the metallic parts, which are the mechanical parts. These are the metallic parts. The metallic parts will get eroded. Okay, eroded. This is the very important. Because of this sudden collapsing of vapor bubbles, okay, at the inlet of the impeller, there is a metallic parts which are erosion taking place. Okay, that means erosion is nothing but of these are damaging. Okay, and the second most important point here is efficiency of the pump. Efficiency of the pump is reduced. Okay, this is very important. Efficiency of the pump is reduced. And because the third point is because of this sudden collapsing here, there may be a large sound. There may be occurring the large sound which will may damage the parts of this centrifugal pump. Okay, and one more point here, very important here, the power output also will reduce. Power output is nothing but of a head developed by this centrifugal pump will also reduce. Yes or no? And overallly the centrifugal pump will affect with this cavitation. Yes or no? That means it is an unwanted thing which is not useful to us. Even though we are not using this one, it is not useful to us. It is making the centrifugal pump to damage. So that we have to avoid this cavitation. This is our agenda mainly why we are studying this cavitation means it is not useful to us. So that we have to avoid this cavitation in the centrifugal pump. For that, what we have to do here? Okay, what we have to do means we have to take some precautions. Okay, what are those precautions means? Those are two most important precautions are there. The first one is cavitation is occurring because of we are creating low pressure at the inside of the impeller, at the inlet of the impeller. That means there is a formation of vapor whenever the fluid pressure is reaching the vapor pressure. Yes or no? That means as we are creating the pressure here, that pressure should be the pressure at the inlet of the impeller should not less than the vapor pressure of the fluid. That means let us consider vapor pressure of the fluid is, let us consider 30 kilopascal. That means we should maintain more than the 30 kilopascal pressure at the inlet of the impeller. Then and only there is not formation of any vapor bubbles here. Okay, this is the most important first point, the precautions what we have to take here to avoid the cavitation. And the second most important point is, okay, whatever it may be the cavitation may formed. Here then what we have to take means we have to paint. That means here we should maintain some paintings like aluminum and zinc, okay, stainless steels, bronze coatings. This type of coatings we should maintain here at the blades or this impeller. Then we can avoid this erosion of this mechanical parts here. Okay, these are the most two important precautions we should take here to avoid the cavitation. Okay, and here one more important point is there to avoid the cavitation, that is net positive suction head, NPSH. Many students have doubt here, net positive suction head. Here is nothing is there. There is one scientist called Thoma. And Thoma developed a number, this Thoma's cavitation number. That is denoted with sigma. For cavitation, we are denoting with suffix C. Thoma's cavitation number. It is a dimensionless number. Thoma developed that is sigma C is nothing but of here. If you see, there is one atmospheric pressure, that means the atmospheric head. If you consider P is equal to rho g H, the head is nothing but of P by rho g. Here I am considering head only. We can also consider pressure also. Okay, here there is one atmospheric pressure minus vapor pressure. Vapor pressure is nothing but of the vapor formation pressure. That means the pressure at which the vapor is forming for the fluid. Okay, this is the vapor pressure. And finally the net head here. Okay, the net head is nothing but of dynamic head. We can also call it dynamic head here. This is given by Thomas. So the name came it as a Thomas cavitation number. Here I told before that net positive suction head. We can also denote this Thomas cavitation number with net positive suction head. That is sigma C is nothing but of net positive suction head per manometric head. Okay, net positive suction head per manometric head. Yes or no? Here, what is net positive suction head here? Many students have doubt here. This question is also asked in all APPSC exams. Like I will tell later. Here, let me complete first. And net positive suction head. That means The name itself tells that net head. Net head means gross head minus losses. In hydraulics, this is a basic thing to remember all the students. Net head is nothing but of gross head minus losses. Okay, gross head minus losses here. What is gross head first? The gross head is nothing but of to maintaining the atmospheric pressure. If you see here, many students don't know where cavitation forming here. If you see here, the cavitation is forming at the inlet of the impeller and sump only. Okay, in between these things only cavitation is forming. There is no any cavitationing in the delivery pipe, because here there is a pressure which is greater than the atmospheric pressure. Here there is a atmospheric pressure at outlet. Okay, here the vapor pressure is very less than the atmospheric pressure. Here these two pressures are greater than the atmospheric pressure. That means the cavitation will not form in between this delivery pipe. That is the at outlet of the impeller and delivery pipe. The cavitation will only form at the inlet of the impeller and some these 2 points only. Okay, so here the gross head is nothing but of atmospheric head, that is H atmosphere. Okay, listen carefully. Net head is nothing but of gross head minus losses. Here gross head is the atmospheric head. Losses means where we have to consider these losses here. The first one, that is the first one, that H suction, that is the suction head, that is HS, or we can call also written as this small suffix H suction, and one more that is the vapor water vapor head, that is the vapor pressure head, and one more loss is there here, that is the suction head losses, that means H suffix SS. HF means losses in the suction. Okay, this is the net positive suction head. Net positive suction head. In the question, in all APPS they will ask like that. Net positive suction head denotes with dash. Option A, H atmosphere minus HS minus HV minus HFS. Option B, H atmosphere plus HS minus HV minus HFS. Like that they will change the signs here, plus minus minus plus like this. Okay, but here as we know, net positive suction head. Net head is nothing but of gross head minus losses. Okay, so that we are subtracting all these things. The negative sign should be present in all these things. Okay, we should not maintain any positive here. Okay, that is the main question we'll ask in all APPSA exams. We can also expect this question in all engineering assistant exam also. Okay, this is the net positive suction head per manometric head is nothing but of this which one, this Thomas cavitation number. Now here the important point here to remember is, if you see here from the centrifugal pump, everyone will expect that more high amount of manometric head. Yes or no? We want high amount of manometric head. Okay, if you see here net positive suction head is nothing but of H atmosphere minus H suction minus H vapor minus HFS. Yes or no? This is net positive suction head. If you subtract, for example, H atmosphere is nothing but of, for example, 100 meters, let us consider 100 meters. If this one is 20, let us consider this is 30. If it is considered this is 40, whatever it may be, let us consider this is 40 and this is 20. 40, 30, 70, 90. That means total 10 meters. Now, if you see here, if we subtract more, these values are more means we are getting very less value. Yes or no? We are getting very less value. If you see here, as we know, if the head of this suction head will be high means there is a chance of creating very low pressure to suck the very high height. Yes or no? That means it should be low. The vapor pressure as should be low and the losses also should be low. Whenever these three things are low means we will get a very high value. That means to avoid the cavitation, net positive suction head will be high. Okay, this is the scenario behind this cavitation concept. Okay, this is total about the cavitation here. And if you see here, we are not considering any delivery head or delivery losses like this, because there will be no any chance of formation of cavitation here, as I told before. Now to calculate these heads, we will arrange the pressure gauges here. That means this suction pressure gauge, and there is a one delivery pressure gauge, PS and PD. Okay, from these points, from these pressure gauges, we will calculate this suction heads and delivery heads, and we will maintain without any creating of cavitation by watching this suction pressure head. Okay, and thoroughly we have to observe this suction pressure. If not, there may be a chance of formation of cavitation. Okay, this is total about cavitation in centrifugal pump. I hope you got the point here. and the best explanation for this cavitation in centrifugal pump. Okay, and thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe the channel, please share the videos. Thank you, thanks a lot.